Hello, welcome to this month's monthly group healing session, Women's Health Reset from PMS to Menopause. So, before we start this session, I want you to take a moment to scan what's going on in your life physically, aches and pains, any symptoms of PMS that you could be getting with your monthly cycles, or the menopausal or premenopausal symptoms, which could be hot flushes, sleep issues, fatigue, anxiety. So take a moment to scan your body. So take a paper and pen and just scan your body for how you're feeling. If there's any pain, trauma, emotionally, memory, fatigue, sleep issues. So at the physical level, at the mental level, emotional level, and just take a score on 0 to 5. And then we will dive into a treatment and we'll be doing a group healing session. Then I would like you to reevaluate your parameters after receiving this treatment. And I'll be happy to hear your comments of what has shifted for you or not. So taking your awareness to setting up those parameters and comparing before and after would be helpful. So if you like, you can pause the video and do that. So with BodyTalk treatments, we are working with holistic health. It's an energy medicine. And we all are connected through this quantum entanglement. So energy, mind is not limited by time and space. So you could be listening to the session from any part of the world, anytime, and still would have a profound healing. So for now, sit comfortably, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and I will tune into this collective consciousness for this month's group healing session on Women's Health Reset from PMS to Menopause. And first thing, I'm picking up the energy blueprint for this woman's health problems. And the first thing that I'm picking up is the imbalance between the left and right side of the body. The left side representing feminine aspect and the right side yang, masculine aspect. And what I'm looking at is this major exhaustion, fatigue, in the left side of the body. So as I'm witnessing, I could see the left and right side of the body look so different that they don't belong to the same person. And this major exhaustion and fatigue on the left side. So first piece of treatment that's showing up as a priority is to balance the left and right side of the brain. So with this treatment, we are focusing on energetically realigning the left and right hemisphere of the brain. And this is a mild torque, literally few millimeters. So just energetically shifting, realigning. So these two centers of brain are communicating well. The communication, flow, chi, circulation, electromagnetic frequencies are functioning well. And now we are looking at realigning the whole of the left and right side of the body. So which means the shoulders, hips, ribcage, clavicle. And I'm bringing in this concept from sacred geometry called star tetrahedron, which is the spin of pyramids on either sides of the body. And this regulates the left and right alignment. So the first piece of treatment that is showing up is optimizing the flow of qi and circulation between the left and right side of the body. I'm setting up some interactive corrective treatments, which is also called postural correction treatment, and harmonizing the two sides of the body. We're also working with balancing all the yin meridians and supporting the flow of the conceptional vessel meridian, which is the most yin meridian in the body. This is about improving your circulation, your hormonal balance. Now, hormones and stress is hugely tied in. And stress could be in various different forms. So firstly, I'm addressing adrenal fatigue. So kidney and adrenals functions as a complex. And when adrenals are overdrawn with overproducing high stress hormones, it would affect the kidney complex. Kidney controls our reproductive system, our hormonal balance. So firstly, we are running a treatment on the lower dantian point, which is to address this kidney adrenal fatigue. So I'm working through governing vessel 4, conceptional vessel 6, bladder 23 acupuncture point to strengthen this lower dantian point and to optimize the qi and clear the fatigue. So it looks like major depletion in the adrenal cortex by overproducing stress hormones over years. And the brain that has been in PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, which means even when the stressor has passed away, the brain is still firing those stress hormones as if it is in a survival mode. So we are going to do a treatment to clear some past emotional stresses and traumas. We are running a reset on rewiring the amygdala complex of the nervous system by bringing in this consciousness of vertical time. So vertical time versus horizontal time is the concept. In horizontal time, there is past. There is past emotional baggages, there's the present moment, and there is future. So it's split into past and future. And it is being impacted by all the past stresses. Then this vertical time is all about this moment. So we are looking at collapsing all that past and future into this present moment. And this is to rewire the amygdala complex and unzip the energetic blueprint to address all the emotional stress from the past and neutralize it with 0-point field. So clearing all the past traumas, healing and bringing the healing into the present moment. And this is to rewire the nervous system so that it could recognize the differentiation of harmonizing the past stresses and being more anchored into the present moment. So we're also looking at rewiring the amygdala complex to the prefrontal cortex, to the septal area of the brain. And this is for running a reset, from being able to see things from totally fresh perspective, and running a repair work between the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenals for the stress response that's going on. So harmonizing, restoring the adrenal cortex and running a cellular repair treatment on the adrenal cortex. And this is for optimizing and amplifying the DHEA hormone, which sort of is a counter hormone to cortisol levels. So with this piece of treatment, we are focusing on hydration, circulation plug-in, and restoring the kidney adrenal complex. Then we are looking at optimizing the water element, which is the kidney and bladder, and the yuan qi, which is ancestral qi, inherited qi. Now, once this qi is depleted, it would affect the hormonal balance. So we are looking at restoring the yin and yang within the kidney meridian and restoring the kidney qi as well as another meridian that is showing up as a priority is Chongma meridian, which controls the whole of the hormonal cycle. So we are running a reset on the kidney meridian, bladder meridian, Chongma meridian, and the conceptional vessel meridian, which controls whole of the circulatory system. And now we are looking at running a reset on hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the center of the brain which regulates all the hormones. And I'm specifically focusing on BDNF neurotransmitter, which acts as a precursor that activates the hypothalamus for producing growth hormones, as well as these gonad release hormones, and activates the pituitary for producing FSH, follicle stimulating hormones, and luteinizing hormone. So we're looking at this whole cycle starting from BDNF to hypothalamus, pituitary, follicle stimulating hormones, luteinizing hormones, and that loop going to the ovaries producing estrogen, progesterone, actin, and inhibitin. So I'm looking at where these stress hormones have disrupted this whole cycle. And we are looking at optimizing the receptors of this BDNF neurotransmitter and the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. So we are looking at running a reset on the pathway, as well as I'm addressing hydration with easy water, which is H3O2. To the hypothalamus and pituitary, we are looking at running a reset on its natural consciousness and bringing in the morphogenetic field, which is the healthy blueprint of the DNA, for running a reset at the rajas, at the functional level, and at the consciousness level, which is the sattva. So the structure, function, and knowledge, the tamas, rajas, and sattva. And we are looking at running a reset on this whole hormonal cycle. Other thing that I'm picking up a priority is some epigenetic markers, which means inherited epigenetic markers. And this is from grandmother on the mother's side, 3 generations back. And I'm specifically picking up certain toxins. Certain toxins such as BPAs and industrial toxins which disrupt the hormonal balance. Now, our body doesn't only get affected by environment that's going on currently, but these environmental stresses could be passed down through the generations, and that's what we are picking up with addressing this whole hormonal balance, is for clearing and neutralizing these epigenetic markers inherited from the grandma. And I'm picking up 7 metallic markers on the hypothalamus, arc nucleus of hypothalamus. I'm picking up certain histone markers on the pituitary, anterior of the pituitary, that are disrupting the hormonal balance. And we are looking at running a treatment called rehab to restore, to clear these inherited epigenetic markers and to restore the harmony, as well as we're working with this epigenetic maintenance system, which is an enzyme, which is the body's healthy blueprint to correct all the errors that are made at the genetic level with duplication, with toxins, and with stressors. So we are setting up this treatment to address the epigenetic markers that could be contributing to this hormonal imbalance. And now we are focusing on balancing the chakras, specifically this sexual chakra, which represents the water element. And here we are addressing the belief systems around sexuality, sensuality. It is safe to be able to express myself sexually and sensually. And we are looking at clearing some imprinted belief systems which could be coming through upbringing, cultural programming, suppressing this sexual chakra. So we're looking at optimizing the spin of this sexual chakra and bringing in a color frequency of color orange to neutralize it. So addressing and optimizing the hormonal balance through the triple heater meridian. So I'm looking at balancing the fire element and the yin and yang of the fire element, which is heart, small intestine, triple heater meridian, and pericardium meridian. Triple heater meridian is the meridian that controls all the endocrine system, the hormonal balance. Pericardium is the covering of the heart, which controls the circulation and all the heart aches, which means emotional issues around heart and relationships. So I'm tuning into neutralizing active memories and emotional stressors around relationships, which is impacting this pericardium and the flow of the fire element and the triple heater meridian. So I'm bringing in this consciousness of disentanglement, and we are specifically tuning into all the emotional stressors, specifically with heartbreaks, relationship issues that have sort of formed these emotional wounds. So bringing in this consciousness of disentanglement, bringing in active memory to neutralize all those stressors and belief systems to heal the heart and to heal this triple heater meridian. And now I'm running a reset on the head, heart, and gut brain. So these three brains can function in communication to restore the hormonal balance. Another meridian that is showing up as a priority here is called Doi Ma meridian or belt meridian, which is about balancing the upper body and lower body, which is about optimizing the lymphatic drainage, the fluids back from the lower body to the heart, and the flow of chi and circulation to the lower body. So setting up optimization program on all the minor chakras, specifically on the joints, as well as we're working on balancing the microscopic orbit of life, which is the flow of the governing vessel and conceptional vessel, the flow of the yin and yang. So the governing vessel runs through the spinal cord and controls the central nervous system, and the conceptional vessel meridian runs through the front of the body and it represents the circulatory system. So we are looking at balancing this whole fire and water element. So this is the treatment that is showing up as a priority today for balancing hormones, perimenopause, menopausal symptoms, memory. So I want you to take a few deep breaths as I'm working on integrating this session by activating the head, heart, and gut brain. So if you like, you can take a few deep breaths, and if you like, you can tap your head, heart, and gut brain. As this formula, this treatment unravels, and we are activating the three brains to be able to process this treatment. Now, the way the treatments work, your body would be processing the treatment, how computer downloads a program. Drink more water and rest it out if you're feeling tired. And let's see how this session helps you with all your hormonal imbalances and symptoms. And I would remind you, in a week's time, scan your body and look at all those parameters and re-rate them if anything has shifted for you at the physical level, mental level, emotional level, aches and pains, or your symptoms with your PMS and menopause. And I would love to hear back your feedback. So thank you, and look forward to see you next time. Bye-bye.